What's up, Rahitas? Reverend Dave here. Thanks for watching, coming back, subscribing, and all that stuff. Today I'm going to do part 3 in a 4-part series of working with deities. Instead of making one huge, long, lengthy video, I'm trying to break it down in parts and whatever, because it's kind of different sections. Like, quick recap, part 1, we talked about if you're choosing to work with any kind of god or goddess, deity, demon, angel, what have you, just like having a relationship with a person in flesh and blood, you want to introduce yourself and slowly build that relationship with that person. You know, same thing when it's choosing any kind of deity. And then part 2, we talked about the personas of Lucifer, the devil, Lilith, things like that. And, you know, the legions of angels and demons and stuff like that. And then now in part 3, this video is going to be a little more heavy. We're going to be talking a little bit about the beginnings of witchcraft and where it actually started. But I'm going to be referring a lot in this video to, kind of I did in the other videos as well, the lost books of the Bibles, and particularly the book of Enoch. Now, as most of you know, I'm an ex-born-again pastor, had my own church and everything. And, you know, you study, I've read the Christian Bible back to front, front to back 100 times, you know, because, and then I've read the Book of Mormon. There are other books like Doctrine and the Covenants, Pearl of Great Price, the Jehovah Witness Bible, the New World Translation. I've read the Quran, other things, because when you become a judgmental Christian, you got to know your enemy, so you read up on them. But so I know, you know, I'd like to just know these things and just the differences and similarities and stuff like that in religions and things like that. And by no means am I a scholar or anything like that. Yes, I was ordained, but big deal. You know, it's just something that I believe, you know, through research and things that I've read and just in practicing and things like that, you know, and I like it because I'm able to bring it over into my craft now, you know. So today we're going to be talking, like I said, about the beginnings of witchcraft, the creation of man, and different accounts and stuff like that, the way I see it, you know. And like I said, I'll be referring to the book of Enoch a lot in this video. So let's get cracking. So there's different accounts on the creation of man in the human race, and it depends on which book you're reading out of, either the book of Enoch or Genesis or, you know, Apocrypha of John. There's different similar but different accounts, and they're all amazing when you read it out of the lost books. And I'm going to go over those in a minute. But so I'm going to try to break it down the best I can in the way I perceive it. So depending on which book you read it from, because I think there's 6 accounts total told about the creation of man and the human race. So before I get into the lost books and their accounts, I wrote it down. I broke it down into a timeline, the way that I see how it is. Because, like I said, I've read the Bible, you know, 100 times, and it's kind of boring some part, you know, whatever. But reading the book of Enoch and just in the lost books, it's like everything comes alive and just makes so much more sense to me, I think, you know. So I got a couple books. This one is a little thick. It's good, but it's lengthy. This one I love. Okay. This dude really breaks it down and easy to read. And it's like, wow, it's amazing. So I love this book. So if you get it, If you get one, get that one. So what I did, I made a timeline. I broke it down the way I see the account prior to the flood. So, one, there's the creation of the earth. We all know that story if you believe in the creation theory. Okay, read that in the book of Genesis. Then the creation of man, according to Apocrypha John. Then the story of Adam and Lilith, okay, in the book of Enoch. Then the story of Adam and Eve, okay. And then the rise of the human race, or the beginnings of it, the children of Adam and Eve. And then the book of Jubilee. Then the war in heaven. And then there's the war scrolls. And then the fall of Lucifer and the angels. And then the cave of treasures, the life and times of Adam and Eve and where they lived and stuff. And then the actual rise of the human race, the lineage, okay, according to the book of Jubilees. And then the watchers are sent to earth to teach man to do good, okay? And that's out of the book of Enoch. It's amazing. We'll get into that in a minute. And then there's the fall of the watchers, okay? Then the rise of the Nephilim, the giants, the monsters, and the Eljos. Now, according to the book of Enoch, there's the Nephilim are these huge giants, but they have evil spirits. And then the regular giants have more of a carnal spirit. Okay, and then there's the teaching of witchcraft to man and the secrets of heaven. The giants, part 2, I guess, say, and the story about the giants marrying the children of Adam and Eve and giving birth to more giants and then to monsters and creatures and stuff like that, because I think their genetic codes started breaking down more, so that's why it's crazy. And then of course, then the story about the giants after consuming everything on earth. I mean, every plant, animal, food, they had sex with everything, completely just corrupted and ruined the planet, supposedly. And then they had a dream of the end of days, the giants did. And then the great flood happened. So that's just kind of like a timeline, the way I see it and the way I've read it. And to me, that just makes a way more amazing book. So, now, let me talk about the books themselves. And I'll get into each account of these books and what they're about in a short version. Okay, there's the book of Gnostics, okay? And basically what it was, and it's about the creation of man, and it was like a community of angels, okay? And the way it reads is like God's image was reflected on the ocean. They saw that, so they started creating man out of this image. Then 2, the Apocrypha John. Okay, this one, you have to read it because it's crazy. It's insane. But it's about, once again, it's like an army of angels, and I think there's 200 of them is what it was. And each angel was assigned the creation of the body part. Like, say there was an angel for your right eyebrow, an angel for the left eyebrow, one for your right nostril, one for your pinky. Every itemized body part, there was an angel assigned to the creation of that, as well as your essence and stuff like that. It's insane, but that's what this book is about. And then when I was reading this, the author of this book put in parentheses this little tidbit, that he thought of, and I'm like, wow, that's a crazy thought. And he says, because when you read it, talk about all the angels building and stuff like that, he says, could this be those contributing DNA or a blueprint to the human form were we created as an experiment of another race? That's a crazy thought. It kind of blew me away when I read that. And then there's the Book of Giants. And it's about the children of the giants, because the giants, the fallen angels, the Nephilim married the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve, because apparently they were like super gorgeous or whatever. And these angels were tempted and had sex with them, and animals, and everything, just got crazy. So, and they gave birth to both giants and monsters, according to the Book of Enoch. And I think monsters, I don't know how literal that is, if it's just deformities or what. Then there's the Book of Jasher, and this is where it's actually about the teaching of witchcraft to man by the head angels. The secrets of heaven and the total corruption of the earth is what that book is about. Okay, so now I'm going to break it down like this. Who were the Watchers? Okay, who were they? There's a group of them, right? And like I said, and I break it down to the good Watchers and the Watchers who fell, because they all were one together. But like I said, half of them were lusting and got tempted by the beauty of the daughters of Adam and Eve, whatever. So the good Watchers and their responsibilities are, one, there's Uriel, okay, who watched over the world, turmoil and terror. Raphael, over the spirits of men. Raquel, over vengeance against illuminaries of the world. Michael, over virtues of mankind and over chaos. Sarakiel, over spirits who sin in the spirit. Gabriel, over paradise, serpents and cherubim. And then Ramiel, over those who rise. Those are the good Watchers who remain loyal, I guess, to God. And then the other angels, okay, they created a pact with one another and said, hey, if you guys want to do this, let's create a pact so we all go down together if we're going to get in trouble for this, whatever. So, and they were, the leader of them was Samjaza. Now, he's the one who taught man how to cast spells, okay, and root cutting, learning how to work with plants and things like that. And then Amaros taught how to do counter spells, reverse magic. To me, that's amazing that they had hex breakers back then, and return to sender spells or whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. So, and then 3 is Azazel, who taught men how to make swords and shields and armory and stuff like that, and taught men how to wear makeup. It's called antimony. It was like a silvery powder they got out of some kind of stone or whatever, and then they painted on them and whatever. And then Barakiel, or Barakisal, I think it's like that, taught astrology. Kukabel taught the constellation or astronomy. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds, weather. Arakiel, the signs of the earth, seasons, Sabbaths, what have you. Shamsiel, signs of the sun, more solar things. Serial, course of the moon, more lunar magic. So, contrary to what some people may think, I think maybe it's the young witches. I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing this out there, but I think a lot of people think that witchcraft started with the Salem, witch trials in that period and stuff like that. And it's been around forever, since the beginning of time. And to me, that's just mind blowing. And I think for those reasons is why they left these books out, and the Bible was rewritten by man, because in my opinion, the Bible is a book about how to control the masses. It's to instill fear, not the fear of God in a good way, but the fear of the boogeyman. You're going to be punished for doing bad instead of enjoying life or whatever. Like I said, I've read it 100 times, and it's my whole opinion and theological reasoning and theory and whatever you want to call it has completely changed in the past 20 years or so. And I don't know. So let's bring it back around. I'm going to end it with this. If you're choosing, once again, I think it's super important. And I think there's a difference as well as you feel that you're being called by a spirit to work with them, or you wanting to work with one. And I don't know if you remember my story that I told before, a couple of weird things happened to me before I started working with Hecate. And it's just weird because I haven't worked with deities or not even my ancestors or anybody for basically the whole time that I've been practicing. Just never felt like it, I suppose. I don't know. But when I started getting a little more deeper in my magic and a little more conscientious, a little more hardcore, a little more dedicated, a little more, real with it, I think is when these deities started approaching me. Because, and I'll tell you a quick story, and I've told this before, but I'll just say it again for any new watchers or whatever. One night I was laying in bed, dead asleep, and I hear this voice that says, "I can help you." And it literally woke me up because I thought somebody was standing next to me, and there was, but I roll over, and I'm like, "What?" He said, "I can help you." And I'm like, and it was an elderly man with a staff in like a toga or whatever. I mean, your typical, stereotypical archetype Zeus type character or whatever, right? This is what I saw. And I'm half asleep, and he goes, "I can help you." And I go, "Help me with what?" I go, "Who are you?" And it was Jupiter. He said his name was Jupiter. And I go, "I didn't call on you." I said, and I'm like half asleep. I said, "Go away." And he left and never returned. So maybe I fucked that up, and I should have. I don't know. And then about a month or two later, same thing kind of happened, but there was no audible voice. But I rolled over and I look, opened my eyes, and there was this beautiful, I wish it was real, a beautiful, probably late 30s woman, early 40s, red hair, like a sheer blue, greenish, dressy kind of gown, whatever. Just gorgeous. Just stared at me. didn't say anything, didn't do anything. I didn't ask anything. I didn't say anything either because I was kind of blown away by it. And I don't, like I said, it could have been Venus, Aphrodite. I don't know, whoever has red hair. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but just gorgeous. And to this day, it still bothers me. Like, who was that? And then fast forward, maybe, I don't know, a few months later or whatever, I started getting more of a stronger pull, or a strong pull towards Hecate. And I felt her for like maybe a year. I felt her just calling me, just in my, and once again, read some books on her, did a little research and like, okay. And maybe because she is the, queen of witchcraft and underworld and whatever, that maybe that's why she called me. I don't know. But I accepted, and once again, and I'm still building that relationship with her. And the next, I'm going to do, probably next week or so, I'm going to do I don't want to say so much an altar tour video per se, but more of like what I have on my altar. People are like, what should I put on it? What do I need if I'm starting out? Blah, blah. And we're going to go everything that I have and I've collected over the years and blah, 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 whatever. But I'm going to do that. But one of my altars, I have my main altar, then I have a side altar. I call it my Hecatean altar, and I give her offerings and I talk to her and whatever. And you'll see it in the video, but the portrait I have, it's not her per se. It's just a beautiful picture from one of my favorite artists. And it just reminds me of what she would look like. And that's what I use to feel more her presence. But once again, whoever you choose, whether, angel, demon, god or goddess, ancestors, spirit guides, whatever, what have you, do your research and meditate on it, pray about it, whatever it is that works for you, and let them come to you, let them speak to you. And it's okay to change your mind. If you start working with someone and you don't like them, say, you know what, this isn't working for me. Thank you for your time. Bye. Whatever. Trust me, they're not going to be upset. And then the final video of this series, part 4, that hopefully, I swear I'm going to try to do it next week. I know I say that, but I'm lazy and super busy. So I'm going to do a video on servitors and egregores and how to activate one and the procedure to go through it, because it's really important how you do it. But it's also, it's a thought form that you bring to life. So it's a form of a deity type of thing, a form of a entity or whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's super interesting, super cool. I have one, and we'll get into that in the next video. But you guys, thanks for watching. Just want to keep this one short and sweet. Please subscribe. And then, by the way, let me just throw this out there as well. Next month, the end of this month, beginning of next month, will be my 1-year anniversary of being a YouTuber. I think it's hilarious. I was hoping to have 1,000 subscribers by then, but I have like almost 800 and it's okay, I suppose. But like I said, I'm super new to YouTube. I don't know how all it works. I just was never really into it, but now that I'm retired, I got time to do it, and I love teaching and sharing what I know to others, and hopefully guide people on a good path. I don't know what you want to call it, because there's 100 witchy YouTubers out there. There's, like I said, a ton of them, and there's only, there's a few that I really admire and respect and like and subscribe to their channels. And then there's some that are, whatever. But I'm sure people say that about mine. I don't care. I really don't give two shits. But you guys, sorry. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Don't just watch a video and then not subscribe. Do me a favor, subscribe. You can hit the bell if you want to be alerted when I post a new video. What else is there? The thumbs up button. Hey, hit that if you like it. Hit the "you suck, Dave." Hit the thumbs down button if you don't like it. Once again, I don't care. Leave a comment. Ask me questions on there. Continue to do that. And I got nothing but great comments from you guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and I appreciate it, all of it. And then, before I forget, and I mentioned this a little while ago, when I hit my 500 subscriber, I wanted to give away a cool T-shirt, but nobody claimed it. I'm like, okay, if you don't want it, then oh well. So I'm going to do it. Every 500 subscribers, I want to return the love to you by sending you a little care package, a shirt, whatever, and some goodies. I don't know, whatever. So my 1,000th subscriber will get that surprise box from me. So when I get to my 975th subscriber, I'll do another shout out, just so you know. And then you can email me. My email's down there bottom, and hit me up. But until then, you guys, I got some great videos coming up, I swear. What do I have? Okay, part 4, Servitors and Egregores of this video, and then that'll end this deities video series. I got an unboxing video, because I'm totally lacking on that, because like I said, I've been busy. So I did, because I subscribe to Witch Casket. Love Deb and Ella for everything they do. And so I'm going to be doing an unboxing for December and January in one sitting. What else do I got? I'm going to be doing a sigil making video. I'm going to do history of the witch's hat video, another controversial video subject. I'm going to be doing a series that I've been thinking about for a while, and I want to craft it, in a good way. But I want to do a spell crafting series. I'm going to call it effective spell casting, I guess, just for shits and giggles, and show you how I do things, and whatever, and maybe a proper method on, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's on my heart to do it, so I'm going to be doing that. I don't know, whatever else comes to my mind, because shit pops in my head all the time, and I'm like, God, I've got 20 books to read still, so I need to do a book review on those. And I have read a couple recently, so those are good to go. So yeah. So anyways, you guys, you rock. Love you. Thank you for subscribing. Tell your friends, family. And always remember, do no harm, but take no shit. Love you. Bye.